an incredibly deep program, is over in lane 6. And Princeton, who's been on the charge late in the season, in lane 7.
Yeah, so here's Yale. They're just looking down on that crew. Head coach Steve Gladstone, assistant Mike Gennaro, doing a great job with those guys. And Coach Scott Franson for California. He was a student athlete of Coach Gladstone at Cal, and Paul Cook, student athlete of Coach Gladstone at Brown. So a lot of connections through these programs. And there's the Huskies. Looking sharp in the white tanks, white blades. Washington ready to go in lane 5, and Dartmouth ready as well for the big green. And finally over in lane 7, Princeton Tigers. So that we got those 2 Pac-12 schools and the 4 Ivy Leagues here, all ready for the start of this Kennedy Cup.
And Steve, this is a little light headwind, which isn't going to change anything for any lane. There is no advantage lane out here with these conditions. It's just put down your best race, may the best team win.
Yeah, exactly. I think that the conditions are just fine for everybody. I don't think that what we're seeing is there's no wind helping push you down the course. So maybe a little bit slower times than in some of the semifinals where we had some tailwind building up yesterday. Now it's just either more neutral or just a slight headwind. That'll just slow it down just a little bit, make the race course just a slight bit longer to cover. But nothing that all of these crews can't handle, and certainly some of the best weather we've seen all season for many of these teams. Nice to get into this good June afternoon or morning and seeing the crews ready to go here. So you can see we're pretty relaxed from this drone view. You can see lots of the blades not set in at the catch yet. So we haven't been completely called to the start position, but everybody's locked on. Beautiful shot looking down on these 6 crews. We'll be off in just a moment when a ton of energy, a ton of power is released immediately to get up to full speed. We're all locked in, sitting up at the start. We're going to see a strong performance here across the board by all 6 of these crews. Let's see some aggressive guys. We could see a good fast start from some of these crews like Washington and Yale and California. Looking good here. California, big push early on.
California very high. Yale a little bit more patient start. Washington also up in the leaders. This is pretty much 6 boats within a deck.
Let's head out, Fred. The California crew showing something, showing that aggressiveness that we've seen from the Golden Bears throughout the year.
It's here, and it's very tight. This will be some good racing all the way down. And there's nothing separating these crews at the moment. A couple seats either way. The bows here and try and give you our leader. And I'm thinking it's Yale. Yale right here nearest us in lane 2. And then over to Dartmouth. I think Dartmouth's running a strong second right now. 2V Grand Final. Very exciting. California running in 3rd. And I'm thinking it's Princeton on the far side is right in the thick of it in that 5-6 slot there. Brown is probably running 6, but not by much. So right now you're looking at as your leader about a half a length up on the big green. And Washington's trying to get back into it. Washington and Cal are taking a bit of a push. Cal's coming up. We're coming up to 750. And it's still Yale being challenged by Dartmouth over in lane 6. They're having a good run over there. And then it's a toss-up between Washington. Well, Washington has a slight edge over Cal, and Cal has a slight edge, and then it's over to Princeton. Can the big green put in the gold medal effort here? They're turning over. They've had a good season, strong, well-conditioned, 38 strokes a minute for the green. It looked like a sewing machine, just moving along, smooth and silky. Put Washington let Yale go. Yale's taking a press right here at the halfway. Let's see if they can bust it open. 36 strokes a minute for Yale. Now California's taken over third. Away from Bruno, right beside, a couple seats back of the Huskies. And over to the Tigers. Go up just a little bit. California, boy, they got the horses. They just took like 4 seats on Dartmouth. That's good. Right there, about half length on Dartmouth. What can Cal do? They're in the third place position right now, but Washington's starting to pump it up. 7:50 to go. Time for the boys from Seattle to put it down. Here they come. Here come the Huskies. Can they amp it up and get into that bronze position? Dawson Dunn's, boy, putting on a real push here. Wow. Yeah, but it's still Yale. They look very controlled, very much in the moment. 35 strokes a minute. Wow. They got the gearing just right on the horse as they go through the 500. They've got a full length of Dartmouth, but here comes Cal. Dartmouth. I'll go a little bit further. Washington's in 4th, Brown 5th, Princeton 6th. Yes, unless something amazing happens. But who's going to be over to the tower?
So Yale with the lead, and California, Steve, they're putting on that same sprint they put out on the West Coast sprints, right?
Yeah, at Pac-12s, they put down a ridiculous sprint where they moved up and through Washington. It was a very tight race between those two. But let's see, Yale is out in that front place position. They are doing a great job. That confident rowing that we've seen as a signature of the Yale crews in the past here. You can see just the ripples across the water, just a little bit of that headwind, just a tiny bit pushing against the crews. But Yale leaning into it, really pressing that Cox and Harry Keenan, urging his guys on. He's got an eye on Cal. He knows what exactly to do here with stroke seat Liam Galloway, and they are ready to charge down these final few hundred meters. Yale in the lead, California trying their best to catch them. Dartmouth right in the mix as well, with Washington behind Dartmouth.
Yale still fairly comfortable, not risking a lot. They've got it in hand, and it's Yale for the gold. California for silver. Dartmouth takes bronze. Washington in 4th, Brown in 5th, and Princeton in 6th place.
Great showing by Yale, taking this Kennedy Cup trophy home to New Haven. So great job by Yale. That was a fantastic performance. So Harry Keenan, the coxswain, Liam Galloway at your stroke seat, Seth Hope in 7, Joshua Hill in 6, Alexander McLean in 5, Yaroslav Mikhailov in 4, Jack Morton in 3, Dara Lynch in 2, and Harry Geffen in the bow for the Bulldogs. So good performance. Coach Gladstone, Coach Gennaro going to be very happy with that performance from their 2V on the day. So Yale doing a nice race all the way down the race course in this second Varsity 8 Grand Final. That was Yale 551.96, California 554.06, and Dartmouth in bronze 557.29 for the Big Green. And Washington 4th, Brown 5th, and Princeton in that 6th place position.
Yeah, Steve, Wyatt Allen's crew from Dartmouth showing what we all knew, which is the depth of that Dartmouth program is really pretty exceptional. They really challenged early and were able to hold on for the